The other guy that really showed out, certainly day one, and then again today, shooting 10 under 63, was Sahith Theegala. But for that 10-footer that he missed for birdie at the 18th hole, maybe a playoff, who knows? Here's Sahith after his round.
Yeah, it was a great day, got off to a really nice start. I just saw my replay on 2 because they were wondering how the ball got there. It looks like it lipped out top edge pretty much, but got off to a great start, had a bonus putt on 3 and never really looked back from there. It was definitely a little bit of a, you knew that guys were going to go low. You knew there was going to be a ton of looks today. It was just so calm. So it's a little bit of just staying patient on the putts. Missed a few shortish putts on 6 and 7 that, really could have gotten the round off to a super fast start, but I knew there was going to be a ton more looks. So obviously 18 hurts a little bit, but I think Chris hit an incredible shot on 17 there, and then if we were tied or if I was at 29, I think he probably pulls off a birdie there as well. But yeah, really wish I could have that second shot on 18 back, but it's not how it works.
What'd you see in the putt on 18? Yeah,
it's a putt that we practiced a lot the last couple of years. Just knowing that it's always funny. The breaks are funny around that hole. There's a couple angles going into that pin that are very, very straight. The grain's going right, but there's kind of a little bit of hold slope on that left side of the green, and we're at an angle that we're pretty positive that it did break right. But we both had it barely outside the edge, and that was with a firmer pace, and I just quite didn't. I hit it right down my line. Just hit it probably 6 to 10 inches too short, and then the grain just got it going right. And once it got low with about 2 inches to go, I knew it was going to lip out. It was just a little too low, but I hit a good putt, and I hit a really nice chip. It just when you're chipping and landing it into the grain, it could get a little sideways bounce, and it kicked right on me and never fed down left. But the second shot was the bummer for sure.
Brandel, he's a fun player to watch, exciting. There's originality, creativity there. How do you assess Sahith's week?
Great, top marks, just sort of validating what he did in 2023 when he had 8 top 10s, a win, a second-place finish, hit so many extraordinary shots. It's a shame the miss at 17 and 18. He'll leave here a better player, but he'll also leave here with some great memories of some clutch shots beginning very early in the day. 227 yards he had into the par 3 third. Now, look, he likes to hit his cuts off of the tee, draws into the green. He likes to, but he can do anything. He can work it either direction. Beautiful, high, soft cut in here to the second. Could have just as easily have gone in, tap in, birdie there. So many good shots in between there and the 9th, but he drove it perfectly at 9. Hit 226 up the hill. Watch this high cut right here. And that's about as big a cut with an iron shot into this hole location as I've ever seen, or any club. Just a gorgeous shot up that hill, swinging it around the corner. Just beautifully done, setting up for another nice birdie here at the 11th. Just love this, big high, even more of a draw. So again, watching him work the ball, and that was just played perfectly. Landed just over that bunker with just enough soft draw to sort of take that slope. And he was able to knock that one down. He's got plenty of speed. He's probably between clubs here at 14 because it was a breath of downwind here. So taking a lot off of this, working the big, high, soft cut. And by the time this one finishes, it looks like it might just run over the green. But this one keeps coming back towards the hole. Set up a really good look for eagle, just 20 feet away by the time it would settle down. And then, at the 16th, up that hill, what I love about him is just how soft his hands are. He can just do magical things with the wedges. Talked about that yesterday. But again, he's become a very exciting player to watch. Talked about it earlier this week, just more in the vein of a Bubba Watson, sort of a Corey Pavin, sort of a Chichi Rodriguez. These players don't come along that often who are comfortable working the ball in any direction depending upon what the whole location or the wind direction calls for.
Ability to work the golf ball both ways, those soft hands you talked about. I'll give you another asset, his spirit. He has a good spirit, and I think that serves him really well in high-level competition.
Agreed. Spirit, great speed off of the tee, great speed on the greens, because he's got a fabulous touch. So, you know, there's a lot of great golf in store for this young man.
The bigger events, what do you think about
Love the
Sahith there?
Masters for him. You know, he played his first Masters last year. Usually it takes a little seasoning to play pretty good there. He had a top 10 finish in his first debut. He seems just perfect for a Masters. But as the U.S. Open has become sort of less a war of attrition and more wiggle room off of the tee, it's almost become sort of another Masters in the setup of the golf course, in the selection of the golf courses. The whole sort of DNA of the U.S. Open has changed. So you like him more and more at a U.S. Open. And, of course, at the Open Championship, because of the need to work the ball into all the different crosswinds. So, again, you know, there's not many golf tournaments that you're not going to like Sahith. I would have said years ago, perhaps not the Open. He doesn't drive it straight enough. But the U.S. Open anymore, you know, he can get at it.